Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going into game number 1. It's the last best of 3 for the groups A/B section of DreamHack, aka the first half of DreamHack. After this, we'll be coming back with groups C and D. So still lots of good games ahead of here for day 1. Let's not forget the second half. There's good plays like MMA, Snood, 4GG, Stardust, Pulse, etc. At any rate, you can see all the matches posted, what we'll be casting specifically on the DreamHack site. They're really cool for compiling that list for you all. But spawning here in the top right corner of the map, it's going to be Yoey Flash Wolves, Blue Protoss, Sun.
Nipper left as the Red Terran, it's Liquid Bunny.
Oh my god, Fantasy's hanging out in chat. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah. What's up, Fantasy? I don't even know if he's actually listening with audio. Anyways, I've been enjoying him streaming actually quite a bit. Actually, took a small break, but Fantasy was streaming for a while, so it's kind of nice to see some more Terran action back into the stream of things. I would love, speaking of streaming, I would love to see Bunny stream sometime. I mean, I understand why a lot of these guys don't. It's a combination, like, they don't want to show their build orders, combination, like the fact that it might actually be, it literally might not be worth their time to, but for the sake of fans, man, I wish more of these pros would stream.
Sorry, someone just posted like how each player gonna actually get through.
Okay.
It's too long. I can't read it, Rifkin. I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, from what I understand from looking at it, I mean, like, you're gonna have like the players get through the groups. I mean, a big part of it is like the people. Okay, the too long didn't read of the Team Liquid thread guys. If you're looking in the results page and stuff, I mean, if they're green, they're good to go. Like, that's pretty much it. Everyone else is up in arms in question. Sadly, I think no matter how this particular match plays out, Bunny is out. There's just no way to come back at this point.
Yeah.
For San, though, it's... I think if he wins 2-0 or 2-1, I don't know if he's screwed or not. Because it could go by map score, right?
I get it. Yeah, so there's going to be a 3-way tie if everything goes like according to plan. That is, Tage loses versus Life, and San wins against Bunny.
Yeah, Lennox did a bit of an awkward middle spot there, so...
yeah, Lennox has to hope that Bunny wins.
I think... Yeah, like, it goes... Okay, so DreamHack's always had, like, these weird things in the past. I think they've eliminated the coin flip since a long time ago, but... yeah, map score is gonna definitely filter into this, I think.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. For sure. There's also the whole, like, who beat who, and who has, like, the better score that way, but... I don't know which one they go to first, map score or that.
Well, results page aside, I mean, to be honest, you can just be ignorant and write out the results here as you watch the games and enjoy the games. But, you know, one of the things, like, if this was versus Zerg, like, if this was Bunny versus a Zerg player, and I'm shocked with the way this has gone with the amount of Zerg players in this group, but Bunny's TVZ has always looked really good. His TVP, I wouldn't say has been his best, but it's not like it's bad. It's really hard to look at Bunny and call anything he does bad, but... yeah, like, I was kind of like a little gung-ho, like, if this had been like a TVZ to be like the side of the group, like, we'd see Bunny smash some face, but this could actually go either way.
I still got faith in San. He might have got, like, just, like, wrecked. We'll just call it as it is. By Life when we cast him, but he still is a very strong player. And while he might do the same exact thing every single game in PVZ, I don't know about TVP.
TVP is such a game about scouting. I don't know that there's another matchup in this game that, like, requires scouting information on both sides as badly as this one. You know, we always talk about, like, how kind of it's like a teeter-totter, right? Like, at the start of the game, the Terran player needs a lot of the information. It's hard to play blind. As the game goes on, it becomes more important for the Protoss. Either way, this drop is going to start off a little bit awkward here, as it does get caught right away.
Yeah, well, San had a good, like 10
this.
seconds of, you know, knowledge. He saw the Hellions, he saw the lack of a command center. He knew that he had to prepare. Now, he does wall off the natural, but he doesn't help out his probes down there. So whether it's with an overcharge, I think just sacking a couple of Hellions would have been worth it.
Well, he actually elevators a couple of those Hellions up to the main. They take way more damage, and they're not getting as many probe kills as I thought they would. Kind of a cool move there out of Bunny.
Yeah, I guess there were only 2, so with an overcharge of the natural probably would have been enough. But yeah, that did not work out so well at all.
You know, I wonder, you always hear pro players talk, but like, because this particular scenario doesn't arise often that we have in front of us here, where for Bunny, he's out, right? And like we hear a lot of pro players talk about like, okay, they wish they could have won, or this, that, the other. They got a good attitude, but winning versus losing. How, like, where do you sit mentally when it's like your job at this point is only to try and knock your opponent out of the group?
Well, according to Naniwa, you just pull your probes.
Yeah, well, some people... We've in the past seen some people not care. I think there's instances amongst all stretches. Rhett was another person.
I feel like Bunny is the type of player, though, that he'd be sad, of course, that he like didn't do as well as he thought he would, or that he, you know, just didn't get out. But he would look at it as a learning opportunity. Like, okay, great, I play against San.
Well, it's funny too. Like, he's just a competitive player by nature. I don't think he would throw a series by any means. That's not what it's insinuating. But I am just curious, like the general thoughts. Like you asked them not now, but like, you know, a week from now. Like, what was your mindset in this situation? Like, you know, how do you feel when it's like your job to just the only choice you have is to screw somebody over or not, right? Like. Does give you a bit of an interesting power position of power, though. You're like, you basically get to decide whether San gets through or not, depending on how well you play.
At my you know, at lands, you know, just like pretty casual, like, you know, a bunch of high masters, maybe a few grandmasters anyways. Like that situation actually does arise, and it's so funny to see like the players walk over to other players and be like, yo, you gotta win for me, man. I gotta get through.
I'll give you $5, man. Take a dive. Take a nose dive. Well, the situation for Bunny is like he's got a pretty nice infrastructure set up. His upgrades are on the way here. He's not going up for those double upgrades of the armory, and that's fine because you're not really looking to tussle for that. I do kind of feel like this is going to be that push that tries to hit before there's Colossus, but there's going to be Colossus. I'm really... but how much that did not do in the early game, Bunny is recovering... okay. Again, it's not so much the supply as it is just the momentum that you're supposed to have. You know, if you did everything just completely normal, no Oracle, no fancy build from the Terran, you would start, you know, dropping and harassing maybe around now with stem and combat shields and all that. And you would actually be getting an edge on in the mid game. As it is, he has to wait maybe a little bit longer for stim and medevacs. San has a bit more time to just, you know, be like, okay, maybe I can get the armor before the Colossus or something like that. And it's like a missed opportunity. But Bunny just kind of... This is actually his problem against Hearthstone. Luckily, it is a correct call, but he's going to kind of go blind Vikings, I think. That's right. I forgot about that series that they played. Bunny showing that no matter how good he is, can still fall susceptible to that the scouting we had referenced earlier.
Yeah. It's not necessarily blind. Of course, he does scan the Colossus now. He knew there was a robo down. But always a chance they do something a little bit weird.
Now, this is kind of a cool move where we see a lot of drag and drop play versus Colossus now, but not really the opportunity here. He's going to use his force fields to his advantage, though. Focuses down this quite nicely. We'll lose one of the medevacs, but there wasn't a whole lot in it. So.
Yeah, very lucky for him. A couple more. Man, those are Hellions. Marines are doing good.
We weren't here. You said nothing. You said nothing. Gotta get out of there. But yeah, so the Colossus reveal, this is going to be extended thermal lance. This has not been forgotten. We've seen in some instances where this upgrade actually goes completely without for a whole match. And REM showed us apparently you can do that twice in a row and still win. So, yeah, definitely Protoss. But, you know, seriousness, like, this is looking pretty good for San as far as, like, what gears up towards... okay, yes. What, how...
Dance party, alright.
Dance, falling apart. Okay, anyways, my point I was going to say is this leads up to, like, a pretty standard push. Like, this is kind of exactly where you would be. He's not done anything too unique, too crazy. It's 2 bases, it's Colossus push. This is kind of what he needs. With Blink on the Stalkers, he might be able to focus down these Vikings, but for the most part, Bunny does have a really large army at the top of this ramp. You can't just charge in Gung-Ho. If San does just kind of A-move, he loses. So he does have to be a little bit careful with this. There is not a lot of precision necessary, I feel, but enough that like you can't just blindly go in here and lose everything, because then the counterattack kills you.
Yeah, I feel like just taking a third behind this would just be the better option. With a concave and just any amount of Vikings, that's always a risky move. It always is. Even if you're 95% sure, I feel like you're really not. So like taking a third behind this and going back, I think is a great move from San. It might have been able to start a little bit earlier, but hey, you got it down. And there is an attack going down in the front.
Yeah, the Vikings gonna take out this Colossus here very quickly. Bunny in not a bad position, but the Vikings being focused here very quickly by the Stalkers. Yeah, like he's got a lot of bio to work with, but this is stim bio running into 2 Colossus. You do still have to be careful.
Yeah, you do.
You just turn around like that. Zap, zap.
chasing not the best move, but that was great. That was probably the best move he could have done because he was out on a concave, out in the field. San, you know, would have taken no damage had he recalled, but I don't even know if his militia core was actually with his army. It looks like it was.
Third base for Bunny looking pretty nice. Sun's a little bit late because I think he was looking to go a little bit heavier with the Colossus. Of course, a lot of this came down to when this pylon didn't warp anything in. I think he knew he wasn't going to go too dedicated. But with the Templar Archives finishing up, he started chrono boosting out that Storm upgrade. And of course, we've all seen how badly Terran players can die to Storm.
Getting up to 4 Colossus. Might go up to 5 in total before he stops. But it's 3 base versus 3 base. Bunny... 5 buck actually right now. He's fixing it soon. But he's got to start thinking about ghosts. It's 15:30. Now's a good time to start, like, at least thinking about it. Hopefully getting them.
Okay, well, as far as upgrades go for Bunny, they're like on the verge of completing, but it's just 1 weapon upgrade versus quite well upgraded Protoss. This is a little bit scary. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the units, you got the numbers, but I mean, pretending these are painted Zerglings, guys. If you don't have the upgrades, you can't really walk into this. So it's why both sides of the field have to play so tentative moving forward. One Zealot even walks in here, he's going to kill a Ranger or 2, but there's going to be a Storm or 2 in a good measure of time. He actually, did he not even research it? No, he didn't. He's just using strictly for Archon, so I take all that back. The Archon's going to just provide a lot of tanking, stability, splash damage, whatever. The Colossus are going to get wiped out by the Vikings, maybe, but that might not even matter because if you can wipe out enough of these ground forces, Zealot weapons become more and more viable. That Archon's still standing versus Jess Marines.
Yeah. San will take down the army. He might lose all of his Colossus, but as you said, Zealot weapons are suddenly just going to be really powerful.
GG. San will take the game. I think